Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Namayom Vishnu Padaya Shri Gaura Priyamurtaye Shrimate Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Namine Kripaya Kshamataam Aparadhi Janam Khalushayuta Shakta Sudinanaram Supathe Parichalaya Sarvadinam Pranamami Cha Madhava Deva Padam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Granther Arambhe Kari Mangalacharan Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tine Rasmarane Hoy Vigna Vinashan Anayase Hoy Nijavanchita Puran. So today is a very, very auspicious day. It is Shri Krishna's Vasanta Panchami and also worship of Saraswati Devi, Saraswati Puja. Vishnu Priya Devi's appearance day, the concert of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pundarik Vidyanidhi's appearance, Raghunath Das Goswami's appearance, Raghunandan Thakur's appearance, and it is the disappearance of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Prabhupada's disciple Sri Srimad Bhakti Vivek Bharati Goswami Maharaj's disappearance, and also the disappearance of Srimad Bhakti Swarup Parvat Goswami Maharaj, another disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Also today is the appearance of Sri Radha Nayan Mohanji of our Tejpur Mutt. Therefore, it's an annual festival there today. So, these are the various events that make this particular Tithi very, very special. And we will not have time to go through all the biographies of all these personalities. So, we would start with Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, and then if time permits, we will also hear something about Sri Raghunandan Thakur also. Raghunath Das Goswami's life is very, very inspiring. It is very difficult to, present it or even go through it in the time period of 30-40 minutes, because his life is full of teachings. So many teachings we can receive from the holy life of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Because right from his birth up until Mahaprabhu's disappearance, and after Mahaprabhu's disappearance also, how he has led his life is highly exemplary for all those sincere practitioners of Hari Bhajan. Therefore, how many other times one goes through the life history of Raghunath Das Goswami, so much more it is nourishing to the spirit. That is why um, our Prabhupada also repeatedly in his final instructions, he says, Rupa Raghunather Katha. The teachings of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, you should always remember. In his final instructions, he gives much emphasis to the instructions of Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. And Prabhupada also in Vaishnava K, who is a Vaishnava, there also he writes, Falgu ar yukta, baddha ar mukta. Kabu nahe ekakar. He says that Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya means dry renunciation and renunciation for the pleasure of Supreme Lord or attachment. In another sense, you can say attachment to the Supreme Lord. They are never one and the same. This instruction is given, Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya, this instruction is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Raghunath Das Goswami. Therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami's life holds a very, very special place, in the entire, among the other associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because, as I already said, those who sincerely want to advance in Hari Bhajan, they have to follow the ideal of Raghunath Das Goswami. Because even though he has got, tremendous wealth, yet he was not at all, attached to it. He was completely renounced right from his childhood. He had no attachment, even a trace of attachment to this. So, his father is Govardhan Majumdar, a very, very rich man, and his uncle Hiranya Majumdar. Both of them were very rich. In those days, they used to earn lots of money. Lots of money means annual salary used to be 1 lakh gold coins. 1 lakh means 100,000. Those days, 100,000 gold coins annual salary means today's, several, lots of wealth. Because an indication is given that in those days, with even a half gold coin, they could get mounds and mounds of rice. Today, with 100 rupees, whatever we are getting 1 kilo, so mounds and mounds of rice they used to get with half penny during those days, or even less. I don't know where it is. I don't want to find it now. So just to get an idea that what 1 lakh or 100,000 in those days means. So that was the wealth he has got. But he has no attachment, even a trace to any of these things. He repeatedly would run towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to, join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, whenever, he was running, whenever he wanted to abscond from the house, his parents would catch hold of him. There were several, security guards who were there to guard him against running away. And one time, somehow, he ran from the house and then he could join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified him. Don't worry, because he is very, very anxious to leave his family life and join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was not able to do so because his parents are repeatedly, bringing him back. So now, finally, when he reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu pacified him. This time, he met in Shantipur. When Mahaprabhu came to Advaita Acharya's house, at that place he met. And then, he explained that how he wants to join, and then he has been, stopped by his parents. Then Mahaprabhu gives this instruction, Sthira hoiya ghare jao, nahao batul. Krame krame Pai Loka Bhava Sindhukul. There in Shantipur, he also got the remnant prasad of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He got an opportunity to serve him, and he also got the remnant prasad of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there Mahaprabhu is telling that, Sthir Haiya Ghare Jao. Please cool down, calm down, go back to your house. Na ho batul, don't be mad. Krame krame pai lok bhava sindhukul. Gradually, one will, transcend this material world. It cannot be done in a day or a two. It has to happen gradually. Therefore, calm down yourself, and then go to your house. Don't become mad. Markat vairagya na karo loka dekhaiya jatha yogya vishaya bhunjo anasakta bhaiya. Don't show monkey renunciation. Monkey renunciation means the monkey is sitting very calm and quiet, thinking, those who are passers-by, trespassers, they think that, nothing, this monkey is not going to do anything, is very quiet. But inside the mind of the monkey, he is waiting for an opportunity to grab it. So whenever he sees, he will immediately catch hold of it. So that's called Markata Vairagya. Externally, there seems to be renounced, but internally that is not there. It's called Falgu. Falgu means non-existing thing. It's an exhibition outside. So, Markata Vairagya na karo loka dekhaya. Don't perform Markata Vairagya, monkey renunciation, for the sake of others, to exhibit to others. Yatha yogya vishaya bhanja anasakta hoya. Whatever is necessary, please accept those. How? Anasakta hoya. Without attachment. Don't get attached to it. If you get, you accept it. If you don't get it, because if you are attached to it, you want to get it every time. Therefore, if you get it, you accept it, whatever is necessary, but don't get attached to it. This is very essential. We think that this is the necessity, but actually, many times the comforts become necessities. It is not actually our necessity, or in another sense, we become attached to the necessity also, that if that is not there, we will not be able to perform bhajan. So you have to accept as much as it comes without attachment. That is what Mahaprabhu is telling. Antare nishtha karo, bahye loka vyavahar. Externally, you should behave like an ordinary person. The relations and with the society, community, whatever it is, you just maintain all those externally, but antare nishtha karo. Inside, you should harbor complete faith. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he has shown his respect, complete respect towards his father. Because father is superior, elderly, and he is to be respected. He did that respect, but inside he is very much convinced that whatever his guru, that is Narada Goswami, whatever instructions he gave, they are to be accepted in totality. But for that purpose, he did not, just behave like a alien person. He just behaved like an ordinary person, giving, behaviorally he was good with everyone. You should be good, means Mahaprabhu is giving instruction. You should be behaving nicely with everyone. But your nishtha, your faith in that Supreme should be fixed from within. Achirat Krishna tumai karibe uddhar. And if you perform bhajan like this, very soon Krishna will free you from material world. So in this manner, Mahaprabhu had given this instruction. Then Mahaprabhu, as we heard, Raghunath Das Goswami repeatedly he is running out of the house, and repeatedly he is getting caught in the material duties and responsibilities. So like this, 1 year passed by. Again he became very anxious to meet Mahaprabhu. This is actually a person who has got complete attachment to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he cannot stay. He cannot stay without his darshan, without getting his association. So, he was, his anxiety is increasing, and now all the, Raghunath Das Goswami's parents, they tried to hold him in the house so that he does not escape. So, his Raghunath Das Goswami's mother, one time she says that I think our son should be, tied with a rope tightly and should be kept in the house. Then Govardhan Majumdar, the father of Raghunath Das Goswami, he says, Indra sama Aishwarya, Stri Apsara sama, ei sab bandhite narile ko jar mon, दड़ीर बंधने तारे राखिबा केमते जन्मदाता पिता नारे प्रारब्ध खंडाइते. So Govardhan Majumdar, he is telling that Indra sama Aishwarya, he has the wealth like that of Indra, and Stri Apsara sama, and the wife is as beautiful as an Apsara, the heavenly dancers. Ei sava bandite nari leka jarman, because these are the knots of the mind. Whatever knots we are developing, they are in the mind only. So, particularly the attachment to women, attachment to wealth, and attachment to the false prestige. These three are very, very strong and deep rooted in the mind. Other things, they go away. Giving up, onion, garlic, giving up smoking, giving up drinking, giving up, other filthy food items, or, even other things. They are not that difficult. They are very easy. But what is difficult to renounce is the desire to accumulate wealth, the desire for association with opposite gender, and the desire for false prestige. These three are extremely difficult to renounce, and their degree of attachment or deep rootedness is gets thicker and thicker. Means easier is to give up the desire for wealth, little difficult is to give up the desire for women, and greatly difficult is to give up the desire for false prestige. So here Indra sama Aishwarya, wealth like that of Indra and beautiful women or wife could not bind him. Therefore, ordinary rope, how do you think that will bind him? Because Janmadata Pita, father who has given birth, or the mother, they have no scope to change the prarabdha of a prarabdha, means the karma or the activities of their own child. They can give birth to the child, but not to his karma. His karma, whatever he has done, he will do like that, in that manner. चैतन्य चंद्रेर कृपा होइया चे इहारे चैतन्य प्रभुर बातुल के राखिते पारे. He further told that he has received the kripa, mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who have become mad after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who can bind, who can stop such a person? A person who has become recipient of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, no force in this material world can stop him. We give excuses. No, this is there, this is a problem, that is a problem, I want to get this. No, if that is finished, then I can do bhajan nicely. We give so many excuses and reasons. Upon whom there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, what force in this material world can stop him? What condition, what situation in this material world can stop him? Nothing. Which means, if we pray for the mercy of Sri Krishna or for Mahaprabhu incessantly, then nothing can bind us in this material world. we have to pray exclusively for the mercy. Once that mercy is there, nothing can stop us. Because whatever we think are the hindrance in this material world, they are, drawn by our own self. We are thinking them to be the cause of our bondage, but actually they are not. We are thinking like this. Upon whom there is Mahaprabhu's mercy, these things will become very, very light in nature. So in this manner, his father had given instructions. Then Raghunath Das Goswami, his desire to leave the family is, increasing day by day, day by day. Now, his parents are not allowing, but then he saw that near Panihati, which is very close to his house, Nityananda Prabhu has come along with his associates. And he requested the parents that I want to go and meet Nityananda Prabhu. I don't have to go very far, very close by. Then they allowed, and then he went there. Then Nityananda Prabhu saw him from a distance, and Raghunath Das Goswami is offering obeisances. Then Nityananda Prabhu calls him. Nikate na isho chora bhago dure dure aji lag paiyachi dandimu tomare. You thief, you are not coming closer to me, you are running far away from me. Today I caught hold of you. And dandimu tomare, I shall punish you. Because now I caught hold of you. You are a thief, you are running away from me always, not coming closer to me. Now, today I caught hold of you, I shall punish you now. Dadi chida bhakshana karaho mor gane shuniya ananda hilo Raghunath Ramane. To all of my associates, give dadi and tandul, means chida, the flat rice or chipped rice and yogurt. You give celebration. All the Vaishnavas should be served. That is the punishment to you. And Raghunath Das Goswami was extremely pleased to receive such a punishment from Nityananda Prabhu. He not only served those persons, but whoever are in the surrounding villages, all of them were invited. They were all given this. And after that, Raghunath Das Goswami gave pranami also to each and every person. He gave honorarium to all the Vaishnavas. And thus, he became a recipient of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Then, Nityananda Prabhu very mercifully put his lotus feet on the forehead of Raghunath Das Goswami and spoke to him like this. Tumi je karaila ei pulina bhojan, tomai kripa kori gaura koila agama. You have now made arrangements for this pulina bhojan, means the picnic. In the previous birth as Krishna Balaram, they used to go for picnic. Picnic means, vana bhojan. In the forest they used to sit together and eat. So now in the forest of Panihati you made this arrangement, and in order to shower mercy upon you, Mahaprabhu himself appeared here. Kripa kari koila chida dugdha bhojan, nritya dekhi ratre koila prasada bhakhan. And he showered his mercy, and then he, by accepting even the yogurt and chipped rice that you have offered. Nritya dekhi ratre koila prasada bhakhan, and also he, saw because Nityananda is dancing, so Mahaprabhu appeared, he saw. Toma uddharite gaura aila apane, chutila tomara jato vignadi bandhane. So in order to shower mercy upon you, Mahaprabhu himself had appeared. Now all your family attachments are finished. Here, previously Mahaprabhu tells him that Antare nishtha karo bahye loka vyavahar achirat Krishna tomar karive uddhar. Krishna will soon deliver you from the material conditioning. Have faith internally and externally. You should behave normally with everyone. Then very soon you will be delivered. Now Nityananda Prabhu Guru is telling that Chutilo tomara jato vignadi bandhan. All your bindings, bondages, they are all finished today. स्वरूपेर स्थाने तोमा करिबे समर्पणे अंतरंग भृत्य बोली राखिबे चरणे. Nityananda Prabhu is telling everything because Guru is the one who knows everything, or where he is the one who places the disciple. So here Nityananda Prabhu is telling that you will be kept under the guidance of Sarup Damodar. And Antaranga Bhritya Boli Rakhibe Charane, you will be called as Antaranga, the very intimate associate. So you will be serving the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will be placed at his feet as an intimate associate. Nishchita hoiya jaho apana bhavan achire nirvigne pabe Chaitanya Charan. Now, go back to your house. Stay undisturbed, because you shall definitely very soon get the service of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this manner, Nityananda Prabhu showered his mercy. Then after that, he got an opportunity. Yadu Nandan Acharya, he came, and then he told that the pujari is, he has left the service. Therefore, you please go and talk to him and then bring him. So taking that as an opportunity, he went along with his guru, and then he told his guru, you go back to the place, and then I shall talk to the pujari and then send him to you. So he went to the pujari, talked to him, made arrangements, and then he himself proceeded towards Nilachal Dham. Now, no bondings or he had no attachments whatsoever, but none could stop Raghunath Das Goswami from coming and joining Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Nilachal Dham. Now his father and mother, they woke up next morning, they saw son is absconding, or he has escaped. So they thought that, Advaita Acharya and all these persons, Shivananda Sen is taking all the devotees to Nilachal Dham. Please go and find out if Raghunath Das Goswami has joined them. But Raghunath is not going on the main path. He has taken some, back route to Nilachal Dham, so that he will not be found. So when they came to meet with Shivananda told that we have no news about him. So they returned to Raghunath Das Goswami's house, means Govardhan Majumdar's place, and Shivananda Sen took the entire party to Nilachal Dham. And it is in Nilachal Dham all of them met Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami, there Raghunath Das Goswami, after going there, actually it's a very, very long this thing, so I don't know what is written. I'm just speaking from whatever I heard previously. So I want to keep the continuity also. So now Raghunath Das Goswami, when he met Mahaprabhu immediately this time he accepted him. ভালো কইল বৈরাগীর ধর্ম আচরিল বৈরাগী করিবে সদা নাম সংকীর্তন মাগিয়া খায়া করে জীবন রক্ষণ. Because in Nilachal Dham, when Raghunath Das Goswami has reached, even though he could stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and visit all the places to where Mahaprabhu is invited for afternoon prasad every day, he could join them, but he did not join. Sometimes he would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he himself would not go to other places. He would simply beg and eat. So one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Shivananda Sen and these persons, after that year's Nilachal Parikrama is over, they went back to Gaudadesh, Gauda Bhumi, means Bengal. At that time, Govardhan Majumdar was given the news that your son Raghunath is there in Puri Dham. He is begging and eating. So when the father got this news, my son is begging and eating, oh, he has lots of wealth and he is begging and eating, but I cannot bring him back, he knows for sure. Therefore, the next time he sent lots of money and a Brahmana also for cooking. So, even though they have reached Puri Dham, Raghunath Das Goswami not used a single penny upon him. Whatever money that his parents have sent to him, he has not used it in his own service. He doesn't think that this is my money. Because when I have given myself completely in the service of Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan, whatever comes to me is not going to be mine. It is going to be to whom I have surrendered. That is not mine. If I still, place this, ego that this belongs to me, which means I have not offered myself at the feet of Gurudev yet. Because I am keeping something as an identity of myself. Raghunath Das Goswami has exemplified in this. That's why Raghunath Das Goswami's teachings and his life in itself is a greatest teaching actually. Every activity of his is greatly, nourishing to a sincere soul who wants to advance in Hari Bhajan. So he would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the other Vaishnavas, whatever money his father has sent, rather than himself eating nicely, enjoying, he would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees, and then he would offer prasad to them. Mahaprabhu would come, he would take prasad. One day, because now when Swarup Damodar Goswami has come to Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu told that Swarup, you should take care of him. So any question that Raghunath Das Goswami has got, he would ask it through Swarup Damodar Goswami. He would not directly ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would ask it through Swarup Damodar Goswami. And every news about Raghunath Das Goswami, Mahaprabhu used to get through Swarup Damodar Goswami only. Swarup Damodar Goswami is a very, very intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he became intimate of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Thus, he is an intimate of Mahaprabhu, of course. So, everything used to happen through Swarup Damodar Goswami. So, now, suddenly, one day, Raghunath Das Goswami stopped inviting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for, bhiksha, for lunch. Then, one day means for few days, he stopped inviting. Then Mahaprabhu inquired Swarup Damodar Goswami, that these days Raghunath is not inviting. Is he keeping well? Is there anything that is, to be conveyed to me? Then Swarup Damodar Goswami says that Raghunath feels that you are not happy. He is feeling that you are not happy coming to his house and, taking, bhiksha. Then Mahaprabhu says, yes, he got it right. Because Vishayir khaile anna malina hoy man. Mahaprabhu says that by eating the food of a Vishayi, of a sense enjoyer or of a king, malina hoy man. One's mind will become polluted. And malina man hoile nahe Krishnera smaran. And if that mind becomes polluted, then mind will not think about Krishna anymore. Polluted mind, what it will think? It will think about more enjoyment. How I can enjoy more, the mind will think only about this. Therefore, Vishayir, the root is eating of the Vishayis, means sense enjoyers' food or wealthy person's food. That is the starting point of enjoyment. Vishayir anna hoy rajan nimantran, data bhokta duhar malina hoy man. Jo Vishayir anna means materialistic person's food, and Raja Nimantran, kings welcome in the palace. They are also Data Bhokta Duhar Malina Hoy Man. Both the minds of both the donor as well as the acceptor, both's mind will be polluted. Because one thinks that I am the giver. If I don't offer, then he will not have food to eat. Oh, I am the one who is serving the most. We have this false ego, right? Oh, I am doing the service, I am doing this service, I want to prepare more nice items than that person. Guru Maharaj, when he used to distribute prasad in Calcutta, there used to be competition between some Matajis. That Mataji has yesterday sponsored, samosa prasad. So tomorrow I shall bring puri and, aludam. So next day she will bring, because that particular Mataji or whoever that devotee is, that devotee wants to show that that devotee has done superior service than the previous person, and then the competition begins. Now another devotee will say, no, I will bring something else, halwa also is included, and this and that. Other devotees are getting nice food, but the competition, the person who is giving, his mind is getting polluted. It's not service, it's a pollution of the mind. And therefore, this is not called Krishna Bhakti. This cannot be Krishna Bhakti. And the bhokta, those who are eating, they are not taking prasad, they are only eating this particular feeling. That I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer. When we are accepting their food, we will also get that only, ultimately. Therefore, Ihara Sankoche Ami Etodin Nilo Dal Bhalo Holo Jania Se Apani Chadilo. But all these days I was thinking that if I don't go, Raghunath will feel bad. I have love for him. He is inviting so affectionately, and he is not, and if I don't go there, he will be hurt. Therefore, I am going. Good that now he has understood, and he himself has, abstained from doing this, inviting me. Yes.
Here, that Thakur cooks, no? So sometimes I don't know what his mental status while cooking, but sometimes he's angry, sometimes he's breaking the pots also while cooking. So the feeling part is little worrying.
The thing is that if we are accepting something in the mood that the Vaishnavas are accepting, my senior Vaishnavas, they are all accepting it, therefore with that mood I am accepting, then that will not touch us. But if we are thinking that, oh, this very nice dish today, very nicely it is prepared, whatever, with that mood, then that touches us. But if it is done with a mood that my senior Vaishnavas are eating, they are accepting it, therefore I shall accept just following their footsteps, then it will not affect us.
Following question.
We will continue this. I will answer that
Later.
Later. Because his life is very, very. Oh, time is already up. Oh, okay. There are actually several instructions. Mahaprabhu, one time he gave a very beautiful instruction to Raghunath Das. There are several instructions, as I said. His life is exemplary, and the teachings to him are, to be followed by every single person. So, one time he gives instructions to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami has asked question to Swarup Damodar Goswami, and this time he told that I want to, directly hear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One time he expresses that I want to hear directly from, sometimes we get that feeling also, I want to hear directly from him. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami comes and conveys this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu says, if he has faith in my words, Mahaprabhu tells to Swarup Damodar Goswami, that if Raghunath has got faith in my words, then he should accept this instruction of mine. What is that? Gramya katha na shunibe, gramya vartha na kohibe. Bhalo na khaibe, ar bhalo na poribe. Don't discuss about mundane subject matters. Don't hear them also. Mundane gossips, material subject matters, you should neither discuss nor let it enter into the ears, because from there begins Kirtan. Shravan and Kirtan begins. So once you hear, then you have to put it out, otherwise it will cause some trouble in the stomach. So when you hear, so before it gets digested, you have to bring it out. Otherwise it will not get digested. So Gramya, don't hear in the first place, and don't discuss material subject matters. And bhalo na khaibe, don't eat nicely palatable dishes. And bhalo na poribe, and don't wear nice beautiful clothes or ornaments, etc. Amani manada hoya Krishna naam sadalove, always remain humble and pay respects to everyone. In that state, chant the holy name always. Braje Radha Krishna Seva Manase Koribe, and through mind serve Radha Krishna of Braja. This is the way he should go about. Mahaprabhu gives this instruction to Sarup Damodar, tell this to him. If he has faith in me, if he wants to follow my instructions, this teaching he should accept. So this is the instruction he has given to all of us. That's why Rupa Raghunather Katha, Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he repeatedly says this, that whatever teachings Mahaprabhu has given to Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, these two persons are very, very important in our Gaudiya, lineage, particularly. All the, what you call, some Goswamis, they are important. But particularly these two, Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami's instructions to these two persons are to be very, very, thoroughly and meticulously studied and should, be followed. Then we will have the actual welfare. So his life is very, very extended, therefore we have not much time. After coming to Puri also, how he has led his life, how he stopped eating, and how he finally used to drink only that water that used to come out of the pipe from Jagannath, where the water, where the rice used to be washed. So he used to only consume that. In this manner, he performed very, very immense Hari Bhajan. After Mahaprabhu disappeared, he came to give up his life by running, by jumping from Govardhana hill, but then he was stopped. And then while staying in Brajadam, how he had led his life by drinking only buttermilk. In this manner, his life is a very, very exemplary life. One cannot finish it by speaking for several days also, but his life is for practitioners like us to inculcate within us, not to just study and leave. This is to be repeatedly assimilated and repeatedly brought in our day-to-day Hari Bhajan to bring actual success. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Yes, I can take your question now.
What you explained was that if senior Vaishnavas are taking, then we can also take,
Mhm.
no matter who cooks or in whatever mood. So sometimes we see that, we also do, that we say that we don't eat something that has come from an outside shop. And that is offered in Bhoga to Gurudev also. And then seniors are also eating. But still we are saying, no, it has come from outside, so we will not eat it. So this is completely wrong, or what is this practice?
See, senior Vaishnavas are eating with this mood. We are accepting all the food items. Now, if some outsider he has prepared, then there is a particular mood. If you can accept it in a mood of Vaishnava taking it, then there is no problem. But if it is in a mood of, oh, this is a nice thing, and I give it only an excuse that, okay, Vaishnavas have taken it, therefore I can take, then it is going to be dangerous. Usually, when we are getting day-to-day regular food items, there is not much choice or anything. When we get something from outside, it is when we feel that, oh, we don't get it every day. So I get an excuse from within my mind that anyway Vaishnavas have taken it, let me take it in this manner. But that usually happens, you will not have an excuse for it. That is happening on a day-to-day basis, daily basis. So this particular, sense enjoyment tendency in the name of, Vaishnavas have taken it is bad. But if that is not there, anything we accept is not going to hurt our consciousness.
So it's actually about our mood, how
Yes.
we are taking, not the mood of who is cooking while cooking.
No, Vishair Anna Khaile Malina Hoyman. This is a fact. Even though here the person who is cooking or who is offering is Raghunath Das Goswami, he is not an ordinary person, he is an intimate associate, but through this Mahaprabhu is giving a particular instruction that this money is coming from your father with some attachment. This is sent out to you that you are his son in this manner. And when you accept it or someone else accepts it, it's only the attachment that is going along. Not attachment to the Lord, but it is some material attachment. Therefore, this is the underlying thing. It's Raghunath Das Goswami is offering, he is a devotee. But, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord, he can digest anything. But for people like us, he is giving this advice that if any such kind of mentality is there, because the thing is that any rule, once if we break, we have the tendency to break it always. So it is always good for a practitioner to have some strict rules for his or guidelines for his own bhajan when his mind is consciousness is getting polluted, whatever. It's very, very important that he has to put his own personal guidelines or based on the teachings, so that if he breaks, we sometimes break a particular rule, then we get a tendency to break it several times. For everything there is a first time. If we break it for the first time, the next time we will not be as much afraid to break as we were for the first time. And then subsequently that leniency will go on increasing. Therefore, it is just to break that leniency in that Hari Bhajan, or to bring leniency in that Hari Bhajan, you need to have some strict rules. And that is that your mind don't get wavered. That is the purpose. The purpose is not to not eat anything or something like that. The purpose is not, the mind should not get polluted with any of these ideas. And once it is in the instruction only, instruction to Raghunath only says that sannyasi hoya jihvar lalase iti uti dhai Shishnodara Parayana Krishna Bhakti Kabunai. Jihvar lalsai with the taste for the palate or the greed for the palate or the tongue, iti uti dhai, going here and there. We are going to this festival, that mutt is inviting, this mutt is inviting. We are not going with a Shraddha, oh Vaishnava's appearance, disappearance, I'll get an opportunity to take his darshan or listen about him. Knowing that, oh okay, here every day we are getting that same sabji, same rice. I go there, I'll get nice thing. Jihvar lalasai, this is very important. With that, if you are going here and there, Shishnodara Parayan, one will become servant to the belly and the genitals. And Krishna Bhakti Kabunai, that cannot be called as Krishna Bhakti. So I may, give it a shape that Vaishnavas have accepted, or the Vaishnavas have they have eaten, whatever, and then try to give it as a reason for my palate. But that is not correct. So that is where we should be very cautious.
Last question. Raghunath Goswami, when he was in his house, then he was accepting his father's everything, obviously. His father, he was Vishwakarma. But then it was not polluting his mind at that time. But after he left, then he has stopped very strictly with this principle. So,
it was not polluting. It was never polluting to Raghunath Das Goswami. This is the gradation of instructions Mahaprabhu is giving to him. Now, very first day I tell that give up everything, come to mutt and then stay in the house, stay in the mutt and It's not possible. As we make progress, slowly, slowly the intensity of those instructions will also increase. As we study also, the intensity of mathematics difficulty, or science difficulty, or some other subjects difficulty goes on increasing. In the very beginning, it's very nice to study science, but as we go up and up, physics becomes more and more complicated. Oh, why did I choose this subject in the first place? So the as we progress in Hari Bhajan, slowly, slowly, all these, the greater instructions will come into place, the higher instructions, in the sense that, that which we should follow. The very first day, if we say that give up everything, then nobody will do anything. You say that chant Harinam, continue chanting holy name. Then you slowly tell him that while chanting the holy name, it's good that you don't do this. So slowly, slowly, when their heart becomes acceptable to these things, you tell them for their own advancement. It's not that our idea is to stop them do all of these things, but the idea is to slowly uplift them. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also gradually giving this instruction. It's not that he was affected when he was at house, and not that he was affected here. He was never affected. Raghunath Das Goswami, because his attachment to Mahaprabhu was only increasing every time, never to the family. That's why even wealth and none of these things could bind him. It was only increasing. But at that time, the set of instructions were different. Go to house, go back to house, don't exhibit any renunciation. But here he is telling renounce that also. It is, Mahaprabhu is gradually trying to bring up the category of renunciation. Because Raghunath Das Goswami particularly, his life is to exhibit what kind of renunciation devotees will have. It's not an artificially accepted thing that has, or executed thing. It's very natural in us, in him, that his tongue is not running towards nice things. Nice things means so-called after greed. It's running after Mahaprabhu's, Bhagavan's prasad, or the water that has washed his prasad. So he has got his desire there. Therefore, none of these things can affect. But for a sadhaka like us, because Raghunath Das Goswami's life is giving us how we should gradually advance.
For people like us, grihasthas, we don't have much scope of these gradations actually. I mean, for a Matvasi, it's a different thing, but for us, we have to maintain connection with people, with relatives who are not devotees. We can also actually categorize them as Vishayis because completely fulfill the definition. But now instruction is to maintain nicely with them also. And one part is to accept their food. Because if you don't accept, they will be completely offended. No matter how you explain this to them, they will not understand it. And it does feel, when you accept their food, it actually feels that something changed inside yourself, something changed because of that. What do we do with that?
So while in the family life, that is what Mahaprabhu says, grihe jao na ho batul. As long as we are in that, what we need to completely understand here is Achirat Krishna tomai koribe uddhar. Yes, that's what he did. He says that keep your faith very firm from inside, and externally you behave normally with everyone. Achirat, very soon, Krishna tomai koribe uddhar. Krishna will rescue you. And how is that? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mahupyantate. He will give us that intelligence. How we can, in such a situation, how we can carefully avoid it. Not hurting their feelings simultaneously, but at the same time, very, intelligently come out of that situation. Dadami buddhi yogam. I shall give them intelligence. Therefore, if we follow this particular instruction with faith, then certainly that will be automatically taken care of. But when we artificially try to put our own mind and try to act accordingly, then problems begin.
when we try to put our own mind here, it's also like we are trying to follow the rules that have been told to us clearly, that do not accept food from Vishai people because it will pollute your mind and you are at a very lower stage, initial stage, and these things affect you much more than senior people, obviously. So we are trying to adhere to the rules, and then this contradictory thing is also coming. So,
yeah, it's not actually really, as I said, Dadami Buddhi Yogam, the Lord will give that intelligence. He will give that nice intelligence by which how we can, our activity is done at the same time, they are also not hurt. So that will be there. But what I meant by say putting our intelligence is, if we are prejudiced already that no, this is, I don't want to do this, or then this kind of situation comes. That prejudice should be kept in the side, and I'm not supposed to do this. Oh Lord, please help me out. That is the I think a very very thin demarcation here, very thin line between these two. Just I don't want to do it, or it's like Krishna is going to help me. I want to adhere to this at any cost. My Lord, please help me. So this is where we have to. It's difficult. It's not so easy. We don't know whether mind is speaking, or intelligence is speaking, or Lord is speaking, or our Chaitya Guru is speaking. It's very difficult to really understand this. But definitely, if we are sincere, we ourselves will understand. Immediately after that incident, we will understand. Oh, actually, I was very stubborn there, or I was wrong there. I thought that I am doing it for Krishna, but it was totally my own personal ego or personal prejudice or something. We will realize. Others don't have to tell it, but we ourselves will. Next time we can correct it. Always a next time. There is a next time. Always. Anyway, we'll stop here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद प्रमथ स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री कृष्ण वसंत पंचमी तिथि वरा की जय। जय श्री श्री विष्णुप्रिया देवी शुभ आविर्भाव तिथि पूजा की जय। श्री पुंडरीक विद्यानिधि श्री रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी एंड श्री रघुनंदन ठाकुर अपीयरेंस डे की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर डिसअपीयरेंस डे की जय। जय त्रिदंडी स्वामी नित्यलीला प्रभु श्री भक्ति विवेक भारती गोस्वामी महाराज डिसअपीयरेंस डे की जय। श्री त्रिदंडी स्वामी श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति स्वरूप पर्वत गोस्वामी महाराज डिसअपीयरेंस डे की जय। जय श्री तेजपुरस्थ श्री गौड़ीय मठेर वार्षिक उत्सव की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल।